What's up everyone, Double8 here with a complete guide to the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt crossover event with Monster Hunter World. This is part 1 of a 2-part guide, as the Witcher 3 collaboration event is divided into 2 parts. The first part, and the contents of this video, will be covering the special assignment contract Trouble in the Ancient Forest, and the second video will go over the event quest contract Woodland Spirit. Now before we get into this video, a spoiler warning. This is a narrative driven quest combining elements of Monster Hunter World with the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So I'd strongly advise playing the story through first on your own and experiencing it for yourself. But if you're looking for some help and advice on how to do the special assignment contract Trouble in the Ancient Forest, as well as its rewards, then keep on watching. Anyway, to kickstart the assignment, you have to talk to the 3rd Fleet feline located at the front of Astera. After speaking to him, you'll be transported to the research base as the story continues. This sets the scene for why Geralt of Rivia has arrived in the New World, and lay out the parameters of the upcoming quest. During this quest, you'll be playing as Geralt. You'll have your own set of armor and access to the Witcher Silver Sword Plus. The Witcher Silver Sword is a sword and shield, so it has the same moveset, although instead of shield attacks or blocks, you will instead use Witcher signs. For example, your shield bashes will be replaced with the Ard sign, and when blocking, you'll put up a Quen shield around you. Also in your inventory, you'll have access to the Igni sign. This is a fire blast you can cast. However, it does come with an internal cooldown, but it has infinite uses. You have to get used to using the Igni sign as it is used heavily in this quest. Now when starting the quest, there are smithy apprentices scattered at the start, as well as at the various camps. You can talk to these to replace the Witcher Silver Sword Plus with a weapon of your choice. Lastly, you have your own set of inventory items. There are some more you can grab from the blue box, which is highly advisable, especially as the quest moves on. So it's time to head out into the world to start the investigation and work out why Geralt has been brought to this world. Now this special assignment is divided into a main quest and 2 side quests. We'll cover the side quests in a bit. The main quest involves you meeting up with members of the research team around the ancient forest. First, I would go and talk to the endemic life researcher found near the coast. She will be looking at the body of an Aptonath. Talk to her and progress the quest. Eventually, you'll move further down the coast to Area 1 via red tracks, where you'll come across another Aptonath corpse surrounded by a flock of revoltures. Use your Igni on these to clear them off and talk to the endemic life researcher again. It goes without saying that as this quest is based similar to Witcher 3 missions, try to get as much information you can out of a character by asking as many questions as possible. Not only will this help you with your hunt, but it will also provide a little bit of background to some of the NPCs in Monster Hunter World, which is a nice touch. Anyway, after having done speaking to the endemic life researcher, it's time to move on to the next part of the main story to locate the chief botanist. Now, heading back to the area where you started the mission, go north of Area 4 until you find a book on the ground. This will be highlighted in red. This will start the trail that will eventually lead to the chief botanist. He though is in a little bit of a pickle, ensnared in roots, and you have to help him out. Talk to him, find out what's happening, and offer to help. At this point, you can use Igni on the roots, burning them and freeing the researcher. This will give Geralt clues to the next part of the mission, which is to destroy a Leshen totem. But before that, you'll want to consider doing the 2 side quests. The first side quest is called the Chief Issue. To start this side quest, you need to go to Area 7 and locate some Gajalaka doodles on a tree. You can see these pretty clearly thanks to them being highlighted in red. Afterwards, the next step is to go to talk to the Linian researcher. He is clearly marked on the map with an exclamation mark in between Area 7 and where Pukei-Pukei's nest is normally located. After speaking to him, it's time to head on up to the area where the Rathalos nest is located. Here a bunch of Gajalakas will be dancing around. Gently bother them and they'll start attacking you, defeat them, and this will move the quest on. You will now talk to the Gajalakas and they will pretty much accept you as their new chief because their chief is missing. You can reluctantly accept this or refuse it, but either way it means that you're going to be going on to the next part of the quest, which is to find out what happened to the old chief. So the next part of this quest involves you going down to the southwest camp and talking to the handler. She will give you clues about where to go to next, i.e. go to the area where there is a giant Vigor Wasp, which is located near Anjanath's nest. So head on over to the secret hidey hole where the giant Vigor Wasp is located in Area 13. Eventually you'll find it and you'll come across the Gajalaka chief, possessed. You now have to defeat him and his 2 sidekicks, but in doing so, you'll briefly snap him out of his possession, which will give you information. This will complete the quest. For doing the side quest to help the Gajaalaka chief, the Gajaalakas vow to turn up more often during your regular hunts, as a reward. The second side quest is called Pukei Pukei in Peril. Now, behind the chief botanist who is trapped in vines, you will notice that there is a Pukei Pukei also trapped in vines who is still alive. There are others who have been strangled to death, but this one is still breathing. So you can choose to rescue it by using Igni on the vines. This will free the monster and it will fly off, leaving Geralt alone. That is part 1 of this side quest. Part 2 of this side quest involves the Pukei Pukei showing up for the last phase of the Leshen fight, assisting you as the fight goes on. The goal is to keep this Pukei Pukei alive until the Leshen is dead. This can be tricky as the Pukei Pukei can die, but so long as you use life powder either from the blue box, from your inventory, or crafted on the fly, you should be able to keep your poison friend alive. Complete this side quest and you'll be rewarded with an attack duel, so it's well worth doing. Now moving on to the end half of the main quest, we now have to go to destroy the Leshen's totem. This is indicated on your map and it's not too difficult to find. It's located in area 12. Anyway, once you get to the Leshen totem, you will be interrupted by a pack of Jagras. Defeat these and then go to destroy the totem again by moving up to it and just interacting it with circle or B. This will spawn the Leshen fight. This is a brand new monster to Monster Hunter World, but anyone who's played The Witcher 3 before will understand what these monsters are all about. Their attacks can be divided into 3 categories. First of all, it will use flocks of birds to hurl at Geralt and also damage anyone who's nearby the creature. It will slash at you with its branch-like arms, which can eventually cause a bleed effect on Geralt. And finally, it's able to put its branching arms into the ground and cause vines to shoot up in various patterns, either around the Leshen or in Geralt's location. The Leshen also has access to a teleport, but this can be interrupted with slinger ammunition. Using Igni to your advantage is definitely advisable, as it will drive off the birds away from the Leshen, as well as burn it, stunning it for a brief moment. You can also use the environment as well as other effects like poison and paralysis on the Leshen to help bring it down, but it may take a while. The Leshen will go from area to area as the fight goes on, so prepare yourself for a little bit of a longer fight. When the fight gets to Zone 2, which is the area you may first encounter Great Jagras, the Leshen will become enraged. He'll attack a lot quicker, his attacks will hit a little bit harder, and he'll just be outright a pain. However, if you've done the side quest Pukei Pukei in Peril, he'll show up to help in the fight. Just remember to try to keep your poison friend alive. Now, the creature isn't the hardest, and the build that Geralt has is perfectly adequate for taking this task on. Just remember to use Igni as much as possible, and you should soon bring down the famous Witcher monster. Anyway, after you slay the Leshen, take his head as your reward. This will play out the final cutscenes of this collaboration event, sending Geralt home. Also, if you've completed the side quest, especially the Pukei Pukei in Peril, you'll be rewarded with an extra cutscene. But what do you get for all of this? Well, first of all, you're able to get materials from the Leshen to craft the Witcher's silver sword, as well as the Geralt full set armor. The full set armor is quite versatile with lots of gem slots and is actually not too bad. It seems a bit of an all-round armor set in all honesty. Unfortunately, it is a full armor set, so you cannot mix and match it. Geralt's armor also provides players with the set bonus Witcher's Knowledge, which gives you Igni's intensity, which allows hunters to use the powerful Igni sign. And it will also give you Super Recovery, which is exactly the same as the Valhazak set bonuses, allowing you some survivability thanks to recovering your health exceeding the red portion of your health gauge. The Witcher's Silver Sword you can craft is only Rarity 7, it can be upgraded to Rarity 8 as when you play as Geralt in the special assignment, but I believe that isn't going to be an option until part 2 of this collaboration event comes round, as there are materials missing at the time of this video. This event also gives you the option to craft the Necker Alpha armor set for your Palico as well as a matching weapon, but we're going to be covering that in a separate video, because there is a little bit of a trick to it. For completing this quest as well, hunters will also be rewarded with Flame Manipulation. This can be used via the Hunter's Runestone gifted to you by Geralt, or by using the Gesture Flame Manipulation. This will allow you to perform a weaker version of the Igni sign. You'll also be rewarded with special backgrounds, poses and titles for your guild card, and if you're able to complete both side quests and the main mission in just one run, you'll also receive the Wild Hunt title for your guild card as well. Now, this special assignment is playable multiple times, so feel free to take it on as much as possible. So that's about it for the Witcher 3 collaboration special assignment, Contract Trouble in the Ancient Forest. In all honesty, it's a nice change of pace to normal quests in Monster Hunter World, and actually provides a bit of character building for some of the NPCs in the game, which I'm definitely thankful for. Maybe in the future Monster Hunter World can take a little bit of inspiration from the storytelling that CD Projekt Red have brought to the table with this collaboration event. But either way, I'm looking forward to part 2 of this collaboration event, which is the event quest contract Woodland Spirits, which requires hunters to be hunter rank 50 or above. It is not just restricted to single player like Trouble in the Ancient Forest, and it will also reward you with Ciri's full armor set, as well as dual blades based on her weapons. This will have us taking on an ancient Leshen, and I assume it's going to provide the materials to upgrade our Witcher's Silver Sword to the Witcher's Silver Sword Plus. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, I hope you found this video helpful, and until next time, I've been Darkblade, bringing you a complete guide to part 1 of the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt collaboration event in Monster Hunter World. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.